Good evening. So, how are things this evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, whatever point it is that you're watching this in the future? This is our weekly exclusive EFT session here in the Emotional Freedom community. So, I thought, given the things that are happening in real time in this current moment, a good tapping session to have this evening will be to let go of fear. It will be a good general one to have here in the group as well, quite early on, because EFT is, well, its very foundations are born in helping with phobia. If you've watched the What is EFT video yet, you'll see that the original concept that EFT was born from came from helping with phobias, and so it is. It's always a good one to show the effectiveness of EFT in its many different uses and ways it can be beneficial. I thought we'd tap for general fear since it seemed relevant at the moment. So what is it that makes you fearful? It could be losing your children, it could be losing your parents, it could be fear of death, although I suspect fear of death comes under phobia, but it could be fear of losing other people, as opposed to directly fearing your own death. So just think for a moment about that fear and what brings it up for you. If there's a repeated thing that brings it up time and time again, then what is that? What is that fear that comes up for you over and over again? And sort of tune into that feeling and feel where it feels in your body. Where does it tend to come in? Where does it take hold of your physical body? Maybe you feel chest pains. Maybe if it's directly related to your health, it might be a specific part of your body that you're afraid for, health-wise. It could be your stomach. It could be your back. It could come up in your head. It could be. So where do you feel it in your body when you think of that thing that you're afraid of, that thing that you're anxious over? What is it that comes up for you in relation to the fear that you find yourself in? So just have a think for a moment. Maybe close your eyes, maybe drop into your body, sit down, feel yourself sat in your chair, and just feel that heavy feeling that is fear for you. And where do you feel it? On a scale of 1 to 10 as well, where do you feel it? Where does that come up for you? Scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is you don't really, fear isn't something that comes up for you, and 10 is where this situation triggers fear in you every single time, whether you like it or not, whether you try and resist it or not, whether you try and change your circumstances or not. Fear, it comes up for you all the time with this one particular thing. What other emotion comes up for you around this situation? So if you close your eyes and take a deep breath, what emotion comes up around this fear, around this circumstance that triggers your fear? What emotion comes up? And where in your body is it hanging out? Where is it sitting? Where is it feeling heavy or painful even? Where is that? And then if we can give it a number, and if we can give it a colour. Somebody's hurt. And if it has a shape. So once you've dropped these things, you can, if you're watching it on the replay, you can pause it and feeling and think about where all of these points, and where I now drop into the tapping one of these things, you can drop in your number, your emotion, where it is in your body, colour, shape, drop them in where I say them, specific to you. If you have a specific thing that you want to tap on with regards to fear, then drop that in where I talk about fear. Say fear of this situation, fear of not having enough money, fear of getting ill, fear of my relationship breaking down, fear of not being good enough, whatever it is that comes up for you. Don't, unless it's sort of a general fear, could be many of those things all rolled into one, who knows. So just tap along and see what it is. Tapping pints, as always, karate chop to start with. Eyebrow, quickly running through them because there is a video with them all in. Under the eye, nose, chin, collarbone, under here, under your arm, wrists, tap all together. And then I think I may just tonight you drop in and use the these points here. Okay, so let's get tapping and get started. We got all of those things. Cool. And we will get started. Side of the hand. Even though I'm absolutely terrified of the things that are going on, of what I've got to deal with, I'm worried about all of it. I don't actually know what I'm going to do. It brings up so much anxiety in my stomach, in my throat. I can hardly breathe. I'm so stressed about it all. I really don't know what I'm going to do. So stressed. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I do choose to love, honour and accept myself. Even though I've got this pain in my chest, I'm so afraid of what is happening. I'm so afraid of what's going to happen. So afraid for the future, for my family, for me. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I do choose to love, honour and accept myself. Even though I've got all of this fear in my chest, this pain. I'm overwhelmed with everything that is going on that's brought me to this point. That's just terrifying. I'm absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. But I choose to love, honour and accept myself in this moment. Eyebrow. All of this fear. All of this fear. I'm utterly fucking terrified. I'm so scared and I don't know what I'm going to do. So scared for everybody. For me and my family. For my future. Just don't know what I'm going to do. I cannot see a way through this. I just cannot see a way out and a way through, and I don't know what to do. All of this fear is building up inside. I don't know how I'm going to let it go. It's just so overwhelming. So overwhelmed by it all. I don't know what I'm going to do. So overwhelmed. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't see how it's ever going to get better. The fear, it sits in my stomach, it sits in my throat. It's causing me pain. All of this fear. Do I even want to let it go? Maybe I feel safe being afraid. Maybe it keeps me safe from bad things happening. That's right, it keeps me safe. It keeps me safe from being hopeful and then the worst happening. Because that'd be even worse, surely. Can't possibly be hopeful. Because I'm absolutely terrified by the things that are going on. But it isn't really a place I want to stay. Because I do know that it's not good for my health. I know that when I live in a perpetual state of fear and anxiety, I can actually get ill. And I don't want to get ill. I don't want to be ill. But I am so afraid. I'm so anxious about the whole situation that has thrown me in this state. But it isn't good for my health. It is not good for my health. Okay, take a nice deep breath. Whoa. Now then, sometimes when we go through a round of tapping and we give all that emotion voice, it can feel worse. So do let me know what has shifted there for you. What it is. It's fear is quite a heavy emotion to find yourself in and to give a voice to and to let out all the things associated with it. And it can then sit really, really, really heavily inside, more so once you've given it a voice. It is one of those emotions that once you start to speak about it, you can feel it so much more heavily inside you. So we will shift out of this straight away. We're not hanging around in this state that is possibly even worse than it was before. We're going to shift out of it straight away and move on into the next level of feeling better and moving on to that better place. So let's go on, because one thing we know for sure is that fear, anxiety, stress, these are not good emotions to keep our body in, because these do perpetuate issues with our physical health. So let's shift through them. Okay. Even though I know that fear is no good for my health, I still allow it to come up for me sometimes. Even though it is not beneficial for me to stay stuck in a state of fear, sometimes I can't help for it to come up. But I do choose to love, honour and accept myself at this moment in time. Even though I'm actually afraid for my health. Gosh, thinking about how fear is bad for my health made me even more afraid for my health. Now I'm afraid for my health. Gosh, yeah. Fear is just so stuck inside of me. But I do choose to love, honour and accept myself. Even though I have this fear that I'm not sure how I'm going to move entirely through, and it isn't good. It isn't good for me. It isn't good for my mental, emotional, physical health. It's probably not good for my spiritual health either, to stay in a fearful state. And yet I do kind of hold on to this fear a little bit. I do hold on to it a little bit. I choose to accept where I am. And I choose to love, honour and accept myself right now. My situation. Fear is not good for my health. Fear is not good for my health. And yet here I am being afraid. Here I am feeling anxious. I'm feeling so anxious and stressed, even though I know it's not good for my health. So I know now that I need to find a way. I need to find a way to get out of there. I need to find something that feels better than being afraid. I've given this fear a voice. I've acknowledged what I'm afraid of. I've acknowledged that I am afraid of the things that are happening around me now. I've acknowledged that I'm afraid. And I don't want to stay in that place. Because I know when I stay in that place of fear, that I'm not open to ideas that may actually help me. Ideas that may actually help me to let go and move on with whatever it is in my life that will solve the problem. Yeah, I know that fear is not the place that helps me solve the problem. Fear blocks my creative mind. Fear stops me thinking of solutions. And there's probably solutions out there to the situation. There are probably things that I can do when I just engage the right part of my brain that has the solutions in. Oh, but there is still that little bit of anxiety in my stomach. A little bit of anxiety in my stomach. But I can feel that I'm moving it on. I'm choosing to move it on so that I can find a better feeling place, so that I can begin to see the solutions that my subconscious mind knows are there, to bring them into my conscious mind so that I can move on even better into the spaces that will better serve me. Okay, take a nice deep breath there. Feels a little bit lighter now. Feels a little bit better. Shifting through, some of that heavy stuff has shifted right up and has definitely moved on into another place. We are going to go and do one more round tonight because we can't stay in this place that's just a little bit better. We need to shift it and we need to move on into another place where we can tune into the things that we have inside us. Each one of us knows inside of ourselves all that we need to know to live our best life, and fear just keeps us stuck in the places that we know are not the best for us. So I'm going to move on and move on to releasing that whatever it is that's just holding on to us a little bit too tightly, so that we can find our creativity and find our ways through, because it's there in each and every one of us. Each and every one of us knows what to do to move into states of peace and joy. So let's shift us there. Okay. Take a nice deep breath. Even though I have held on to anxieties for way too long, even when I know that they're not very good for me, even when I know that they're detrimental to my health, I've held on for them to them for too long. But even so, I choose to honour and love and accept myself. Even though I've held on to my anxieties for way too long, I choose to love, honour and accept myself. Even though I've known that holding myself tight and tense and anxious was not benefiting me, I kind of kept myself there. Kept myself in that safe place. I've kept myself. It is a safe place. It's a safe feeling place. Better the devil you know and all that. It's just feels safe. And even though I have stayed there knowing that I am not doing the best for my health, I choose to love, honour and accept myself. And to let it all go. I'm ready to let it all go. I'm ready to let the fear go. I'm ready to find the ways that I know I have inside. The ways that I know I have inside that will guide me to the solutions. It might not be my solutions, it might not be the solution that I have for the problem, but might guide me to the person who can help me with the solution. Might guide me to a page in a book. Might guide me to a situation. But I know that it's there somewhere inside when I let go of the fear. The fear is not serving me. The fear is not serving me. Bye-bye, you shitty, scary fear. Bye-bye, fear. It's time for you to go. You can keep me safe from wolves and bears. But you don't need to keep saving me from this situation. Because my creativity is going to save me from this situation. And you are not helping my creativity. So you can go and sit in the back seat. You do not get to drive me anymore. I'm going to let my creativity drive me. I'm going to open up to my creativity. Because it is inside my creative brain. And it's inside my heart. It's inside my inner being. The solutions to the situation that I've found myself in they're there, right inside me. Right inside me now. So I'm going to take some time to find some peace inside. To use what I know to just take some quiet time. Quiet time to myself. To let it all go. To use the tools that I have in my toolbox. To find my creative way through. I feel so much better. So much better. Yes, definitely. So, how is that feeling now? What is that bringing up now? So, remember, you need all you need that's inside you. You know. and be guided. Be guided by that knowing. And I will see you all next week. I'm going to leave it at that because it's always nice and peaceful to finish that way. So have a peaceful night's sleep or a peaceful day. Move forward knowing that you are in a better feeling place and you deserve the freedom and the emotional clarity that you have gained. And all the best on your journey through the rest of your day. Bye-bye.